Yo guys, are you ready to learn how to take trades with a high risk to reward ratio that could potentially bring big profits? In this video I will show you how to identify opportunities for trades with a 1 to 50 risk to reward ratio and the importance of proper risk management. I took these trades both to 1 to 10, but I will show you the possibilities. And by the end of this video you have the tools you need to potentially increase your risk to reward ratios. So let's dive in and learn how to take these high risk reward trades yourself. And remember, if you want to see more of this type of content, please subscribe, like, and let me know in the comments. So for the past few weeks, we have been in a great uptrend. And I was looking to continue to play with the uptrend. So the last reaccumulation for me was really important. And I wanted to look for buys anywhere in this area. Of course, we touched the opening of the reaccumulation, and when we did, we were able to start looking for buys. So whenever we hit the opening of the reaccumulation, we broke the high, and we can see a nice accumulation here. And when we pull out our Fibonacci and we measure our accumulation, we can see a nice retest on a 50%. And the first test, I wasn't able to take a trade because it was too late for me to take an entry. But the next day, when we got the retest on the 50% of the accumulation, we broke an important high. So we have a change of character. The next thing to do was I pulled out my Fibonacci again, marked the 80 and the 50% as most important zones to look for buys, and we came in the 80% perfectly. So then we touch the 80% and we can see a nice break again. So we have our change of character. The market switched from sells to buys. And at this moment, I took another Fibonacci and I measured a 50 and 80% again. And I put my limit on the 50%. This is an entry model I really like to see. So when you have your trend, you break, and after the break you get the exact same pattern. So we got at the 80% of the higher time frame break, and then on the lower time frame we get another break. I think a great tip I have for whenever we have a change of character or a break of order flow is I would like to see we trade to our order from an imbalance. So as we can see, the market goes up and we start trending down from an imbalance. So this is another confirmation for me to just let my order stay wherever it is, and just check what's going to happen with the trade. But this always really valid for me to take the position. And as you can see, it tapped in. The 80% also got hit, and there was a 1 to 100 risk reward. My entry was at 1 to 8 and I took it to 1 to 10, so I took it this far, but it went more than 1 to 50. And then we continue to trend. So we have our break of structure. And we confirm a redistribution, reaccumulation. So at this point, I'm looking to take another position at 50 or 80% of the reaccumulation, and I want to wait for another change of character or a break within accumulation. And We touched the 50, but there was no entry opportunity for me. And then we did go a little bit higher. But eventually we came back at the 80%. As we can see. And there was a nice bit of liquidity formed. So we only went higher to take the liquidity below, touch around the 80%, came back one more time, and then we broke. So now we formed an accumulation. In a reaccumulation, and this is something I really like to see. And after that, it was really simple. Pull out my Fibonacci. Again, limit on the 50%. I also did limit on the 80%, so only half my orders got filled. And again, took it to 1 to 10, risk to reward. It got hit perfectly, and we broke a new high again. So now it was just a wait game for the trade to play out. So we had one order right here, and order from the accumulation. So after the break went up very fast. First TP hit, second TP hit, and 2 great trades overall. But there was a lot more potential. I like to take the trades to about 1 to 10, maybe 1 to 20, but you don't need more than a 1 to 10. Some people may like to take 1 to 50 trades, and it is possible, as you can see. Maybe your win rate will be lower, and it will be harder to actually achieve a 1 to 50 every trade instead of a 1 to 10. 1 to 10 is of course much more easy to hit than a 1 to 50. But 2 really great trades overall with the trend in great zones to buy early USD up. We'll see what will happen next. There's a very good potential that we break this high, but it is in distribution, so there is a potential for a sell, as we can see, or 80%. Got it perfectly again. So if you haven't backtested the 80% before, the 80 is just as the 50% a really valid zone to look for sells and for buys. So I hope it was a great video again, and if you have any questions you can leave it below, and if you like the content please subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.